sit here in Burj Al Barajneh camp. It's in Beirut. It's one of 12 camps across Lebanon that houses Palestinian refugees. Now, UNRWA, which is the UN arm for Palestinian refugees, says there's about 500,000 of them in this country. The government contests that, says it's more like 200,000. But of course, they're here because they're very deeply unhappy with the proposed Trump Middle East plan. The one thing they're very concerned about is that it highlights that there will be no right of return for Palestinian refugees back to their homeland. Now, that's a very important point because it also suggests three options. It says that these Palestinian refugees could be absorbed by the Palestinian state that it said will be created. It says that these host countries such as Lebanon should naturalize them and include them into society. And it also suggests that members of the Islamic Cooperation should be able to take up to 50,000 refugees over a 10-year period if they agree to this deal as well. Now, of course, these Palestinian refugees, there's so many generations of them here. We're talking 3 and 4 generations. Some of these kids were actually born in this camp and have never seen their homeland, but they all want a right to return. And the other problem that they are facing here is that they are not Lebanese citizens, which means that the kids like these ones here can't go to public schools. They're lacking in education. Basic economic and social rights do not apply here. And some of them can't even take up certain jobs. For example, they want to be an engineer or even a doctor. So they're facing very harsh conditions, and their numbers have swelled as well because a lot of those Palestinians that were displaced from their homelands ended up in Syria. And of course, the Syrian war happened and a lot of them ended up having to come here. Of course, there are many also trying to leave Lebanon to find other opportunities elsewhere. They're not happy about this deal. Of course, aid was cut also to the UN by the Trump administration. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. So the UN is also struggling to provide that aid. And of course, people here are living in very difficult circumstances in these camps. And all they say they want is the ability to return back to their homeland.